Hey, it's Dr. Erin, author of Mind Your Own Business and creator of the Amped Business Academy. Thank you for being here with me on video number 2. So, in this video, we're going to be talking about the power of understanding, the power of radical acceptance. We're going to be talking about how to remove once and for all any internal conflict, the resistance that you might have that's keeping you from achieving your next level of success in your mission-driven business. Because if you're here, you are a mission-driven entrepreneur or professional who has identified some gift inside of you or your calling over your life that you've been uniquely equipped to fulfill. We've identified that what prevents us from taking our business to the next level isn't a strategy or technique, it's mindset. Our brains can be our best business partners, or as I like to say, they can be dangerous neighborhoods to hang out in. Our brains can be our greatest venture capitalist, or they can rob us of our dreams completely and take us out of the game. So what happens when you step outside your comfort zone and create something new in your business and in your life is it triggers these thoughts that have been there for years and years. And you start bumping up against the ways your brain has learned to attach meaning to the events in your life. And you start taking risks. One of the greatest definitions I've ever come across for entrepreneur is someone who creates something of value despite massive amounts of risk. So our brains don't automatically love taking risks. They like things to be predictable and safe. So when you step outside your comfort zone, your success is going to depend on your ability to train your brain. So today I'm going to teach you how to break through the resistance. And it's simpler than you think and more profound than you can imagine. And it's the one thing that no one in the personal development field is talking about. If you don't know how to do this one technique, it's like jumping into quicksand. You and your dreams are going to be covered and they're going to disappear. But with this technique, you're going to leap over the quicksand, taking one step closer to your potential. I call this technique the bless and release. So let's bring into your mind's eye the negative limiting belief that's been keeping you from reaching that next level. It's the first thought that comes into your mind when you think about your big vision and your big goal. For some of you, it sounds something like this. You don't have any business growing a business. Or who do you think you are? Or you're not an expert. Or money is hard to make and even harder to keep. Or I'm not the leader I need to be and I can't imagine managing a multi-million-dollar business. Okay, so you've identified the thought, which you learned how to do in video number 1. The first part of bless and release is to bless your mind for keeping the resistance there. Yeah, you heard me right. I know it sounds crazy. But if the brain's job is to protect you and keep you from taking risks and keep you from failing, I think it's doing a great job, right? So you need to say something like, thank you, brain, for trying to keep me safe. Or thank you, brain, for trying to keep me from bankruptcy. Or thank you, brain, for trying to protect me from looking like a fool if I fall on my face here. The power in the blessing is what us psychologists call cognitive diffusion. Cognitive refers to our thoughts, and we want to defuse or separate from the believability of the thought. By doing so, you can more effectively distance yourself from the thought, observe it, and then change your relationship with it and decrease its negative power. Another way of blessing your thoughts is through helping yourself understand why it makes perfect sense you're having the thought you're having. And by the way, the thoughts that you're having about your business and your ability to fulfill your dreams, remember they're called beliefs. Beliefs are a pairing of some experience you've had and the meaning you've attached to that experience. And when we look at cognitive and behavioral psychology and human development research, we know most of these beliefs are installed and established at a very young age. And these experiences actually shape the structure of your brain and how your brain works. So let me give you an example. My entire life, growing up, someone in my family told me I was a horrible storyteller. So you can imagine when I had the dream to become a world-class keynote speaker, this learning and these memories reared their ugly head and tried to take me out of the game. I remember driving to lead my first one-day live event, and my brain started to come up with all the reasons why I should turn that car around. You are horrible at telling stories. No one will want to listen to you for 8 hours. What if you run out of things to say and you totally embarrass yourself? What I knew to do and what I want you to practice is look at those negative thoughts, what we call the resistance, and ask, why does it make perfect sense those thoughts are showing up right now? Oh, it makes perfect sense because I'm getting ready to speak. Okay, now that we have an understanding of why it makes perfect sense that our brains send us these thoughts, we still want to learn how to make them go away. And one of the greatest things about being an adult is you have power over choosing what beliefs you want to adopt as true and those you don't. You have what I call the power of decision. This is where the release part of bless and release comes in. Here's where we activate what is called reframing, or challenging your thought. Here's where you want to tell yourself the good news of how things have changed, the rules have changed, how you're different than you were when you adopted this belief as a child, and learn how to make the case that the fear or the resistance that showed up is no longer relevant or true. So here's what it looks like in my example. Thank you, brain, for trying to protect me from looking like a fool speaking, but I'm okay now. I hired a speaking coach, I'm prepared, and I'm actually a great speaker now. It sounds a little bit like a pep talk, and us psychologists call it reframing. And here's the best part. As you practice this technique, you're actually rewiring your brain. You're restructuring and creating new neural pathways in your brain. New synapses fire and connect, creating new beliefs that serve you. These become strengthened through use and repetition, and you create a new normal for your brain. One that allows you to take on challenges, to grow outside of your comfort zone, and to keep moving your business forward. I hope you're realizing as we go through this exercise that you no longer have to have this adversarial relationship with your brain. Your brain is simply doing what brains do, collecting all the data in your life, attaching meaning to it, and storing a memory about that for use in the future, all to keep you safe and protected. I'm so excited to share with you how to go and create your own future through the power of decision. Thank you for joining me in this video, and I can't wait to see you in video number 3.